For months, Odumodublvck and Blaqbonez have been going at each other. These songs,
The agriculture where they give us confidence go soon off. The gas and to rap with me, the machine goes soon knock. Make it they doing high life, they go. Make it they sing high note one they go. Make it they suck or dico, low show anywhere belly face it they go.
subliminals, insults, social media posts. But for a long time, nobody really knew what started the whole thing. Was it music? Was it jealousy? Was it betrayal? Well, Blaqbonez has now sat down with Rufai Oseni and given his own account or his own version of what happened. And according to him, this entire thing started with a girl.
Where did things go apart? Where did things fall apart?
I think it's just a matter involving a girl.
According to Blaqbonez, he and Odumodublvck happened to meet the same girl around the same period. Black says he eventually became involved with her, but it wasn't an exclusive relationship.
But we were in like a non-exclusive relationship where,
What do you mean non-exclusive?
yeah, so she's like, she doesn't speak to me about other girls. I don't speak to her about other guys. So like we had like a mutual understanding. So we were as close, but we didn't label it. We didn't say we were, boyfriend or girlfriend. We just had.
So she was allowed to date other people,
She was allowed to do whatever she wanted to do.
and you two were allowed to, you were dating
whatever
other
I
people while you were with her?
I don't know if I would call it dating. Dating is a
Or
serious word. Like
it's a serious
allowed
word
to
to
do whatever you wanted.
Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, like you call it.
Yeah.
They were friends who were sexually involved. At some point, according to Blaqbonez, the woman asked that whatever they were doing should end. He says he accepted it, although it hurt him. And the two maintained a cordial relationship.
So 1 year down the line, she says, it's not going in the direction that she wants it to go. That the fire between us is dying, right? So she comes and says she doesn't think it can work out anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay, damn. Actually, I was even hurt because I didn't expect it. I was like, okay, fine. Let's move our separate ways, right?
Now, sometime later, the woman told him that she wanted to completely end their friendship. So Blaqbonez became very curious. Not necessarily because he wanted her back, but because he wanted to know why the sudden change and who the new person was.
So one time in August, right? So she sends me a message, right, saying, I don't think I can continue the friendship. No, actually, I think I sent her a message. I said, are you okay? And she says, I don't think I can continue the friendship. Something, friendship again. She used like friendship 3 times in the space of like a very short message.
Eventually, they had a back and forth, of which Blaqbonez said he eventually blocked her and then later on unblocked her. And so after the back and forth, they met and apologized to each other. According to Blaqbonez, that's when she finally told him who the new man was. Guess who? Odumodublvck.
2 days later, right? Crazy this thing. I've never even run into her before, but I now run into her 2 days later, right, at W Bar. And we are speaking. She apologizes for being a coward. That's the word she used, the coward, when she sent me that message and not being able to get on the phone and talk. And me too, I was like, I'm sorry for my messaging, peace. But at that moment, I now said, who are you dating? Because the reason why I acted like that, because I genuinely felt like I knew who you were dating, and it will in some way affect me, right? And that was the moment I found out that she was dating Odumodu.
Blaqbonez said that once he discovered this, he decided to leave them alone. According to him, he wasn't angry about it. He simply respected the relationship and moved on.
Do you love him? Right? She doesn't answer that. I'm like, okay, fine. You guys won't hear from me again, right? I will respect everything that you guys have. Peace. And I leave and we go our separate ways.
But apparently Odumodublvck wasn't done with him. And so according to Blaqbonez, a few days later, his videographer told him that Odumodublvck had contacted him about shooting a diss track.
3 days later, right? I'm driving back from the airport, right? And my videographer says that a diss track, an Odumodu diss track, they reached out to him to come and shoot the diss track at me.
Blaqbonez says he didn't understand why until Odumodublvck contacted him directly and asked why he had been disturbing his girl.
Then he calls me, and this time I pick up the call. And then he asks, I'm like, okay, bro, you send me all these messages. What's our problem? Like, what issue do we actually have? And he says, you they disturb my babe, right? I'm like, how am I disturbing your babe?
Black says he explained that the calls happened while he was trying to understand why the woman suddenly wanted to end their friendship, before he knew that she was with Odumodublvck.
I'm like, how am I disturbing your babe? Then he mentions, remember, this is when I told you that other story. I told you I called a lot, right? In August. This is 3 months before, right? So me, I'm telling him that, no, that I'm not disturbing your babe. She sent me a weird message. We had a thing in the past, and I was just challenging her, like, why are you sending me this message? I was just trying to find out, but she didn't pick up, and I blocked her, and we didn't speak. And then we later spoke, and she told me, when I found out it was you, I've not spoken to her again since then, right? I've avoided her, and I believe everything can, go on this thing. You'll never hear from me. Same thing I said to her.
It is possible that those calls were presented to Odumodublvck in a way that made them look more sinister than Black says they were. But we don't actually know what she told him. Blaqbonez says he explained the situation to Odumodublvck, but Odumodublvck apparently wanted to know something much more specific. And so he asked questions like, when was the last time Blaqbonez had sex with his girlfriend?
Then he sends me a message, like, this is like 5 minutes after the call. He says, when last
Okay.
Exactly.
When did you have an intercourse last?
Yeah, when last did you have intercourse?
Blaqbonez refused to answer. He says he didn't know what the woman had told Odumodublvck and didn't want to become responsible for destroying their relationship.
I replied the message where it says, when last I said, bro, I don't know what she told you, so I can't answer this question and affect anything that you guys have, right? This is me trying to stay away from the drama and whatnot.
According to Black, Odumodublvck interpreted that refusal as evidence of betrayal.
His reply is, then we are enemies since you are not telling me. Peace out, bro.
Now eventually, according to Black, the woman began calling him and accusing him of lying. Odumodublvck was also involved. Eventually, they had a three-way conversation where Black maintained that he and the woman had been sexually involved, but she denied it. And now Odumodublvck was faced with two completely different versions of the same relationship.
The guy's like, if you are with this girl for 1 year and you people this thing, like as I am with her now, I have all her naked this thing on my...
Odumodublvck apparently wanted proof. Blaqbonez says he didn't have intimate photographs or videos of the woman. He says he doesn't keep that kind of material, and so he couldn't produce the kind of evidence that Odumodublvck wanted.
Yeah, so me, I'm like, I don't keep, my phone is very loose, like everybody handles my phone, so I'm like, I don't keep those kind of things on my phone because I feel like it can easily leak and it falls back to me, right? And because I have a brand that I'm trying to protect, I'm doing everything to make sure that such a thing doesn't happen.
Blaqbonez then reportedly pointed to their trip to Ghana as another piece of evidence. He said the woman had traveled with him and that his manager had arranged the tickets. But according to his account, she denied the trip. She claimed that she and Blaqbonez only met in Ghana, but they didn't travel together. Now Blaqbonez tried to contact his manager to verify, such as to help vindicate him, but the manager didn't pick up. And so he then suggested checking the Snapchat of the said girl for evidence. Again, according to his account, nothing conclusive came out of it. Eventually, Blaqbonez says he got tired of the entire situation and ended the conversation. Now you might think that this is where the story ends. Two rappers have a disagreement over a woman. One believes his girlfriend, the other insists he's telling the truth. They fall out. End of story. Except it didn't end there. According to Blaqbonez, the conflict continued long after their private conversations. He says Odumodublvck began making accusations against him and portraying him as a sexual abuser. Now that is a very serious accusation. And this is where we have to slow down, because at this point we are no longer talking about rap beef or two men arguing over a woman. We are talking about allegations that can seriously damage someone's reputation and potentially have legal consequences.
From that day till today has been constant harassment, constant attacks on social media, constant attacks on the team, constant attack in every way. Anybody that takes a picture with me, constant attack. You know what sexual abuse is now? That's one of the craziest allegations.
So since he's been making these allegations, has he backed it up by charging you to court and something?
No. No, now I'm taking him to court. So come to court and prove that I'm what you say I am, right? That's what it is. Because the fact is, if I truly did that, you will be taking me to court.
Now the unanswered question about the woman. There is one person in this story whose version we haven't heard, and that person is the woman at the center of the entire dispute. According to Blaqbonez's account, she was involved with him non-exclusively, and then later she became involved with Odumodublvck. She later denied having been intimate with Black, but we have not heard her full side of the story. And the big question is that, why didn't these three people sit down together at the beginning and settle this whole thing? Not through diss tracks, not through phone calls, not through friends, not even through social media. I mean, just three people in the same room, each telling their side of the story, because ultimately, that's what this entire situation appears to have become. Two men trying to establish what happened between one woman and themselves. So what exactly is Odumodublvck angry about? Does he believe Blaqbonez knew about their relationship and deliberately slept with his girlfriend anyway? Does he believe that Blaqbonez is lying about ever sleeping with her? Does he believe the woman was telling him the truth, or does he believe Blaqbonez betrayed him in some other way? Because from the outside, it's difficult to know exactly which of these things is driving the anger. And until Odumodublvck gives his own detailed account of this particular sequence of events, we are hearing only one side of a very, very complicated story. Blaqbonez says he has taken the matter to court, so perhaps that's where the story should now be settled. Not through another diss track, not through social media, and not through us deciding who is guilty based on whichever person we happen to like more.